not Akali.
I know, I'm sorry.
Could be bot lane, though. I still have hope.
It's kind of a Hawk pick. He'll run it pretty often. And he loves it because he can just stall out mid lane. He can just hit the hold button. The hold music starts playing, and Z, who's this incredibly mechanically talented player, if Hawk plays this as he wants to, will just not get to press the buttons.
Which is never fun. Varus, once again, making an appearance. I feel like especially for a lot of the Eastern teams, they definitely latch onto this pick.
Varus's damage is a little more spread out. It's harder to land sustained damage on Varus because all the damage is concentrated in those arrows. So if you miss any of the arrows, you're doing less DPS than other AD carries. Here's a wild idea, though, Pastry. What if you don't miss?
If you got the aimbot on, the Legolas buff.
Don't say that. Okay, you can't say that.
There we go.
And you're going to have a really solid front line for it as well. That's the kind of 1-2 punch of a good Varus composition is, okay, you've got the Varus, one of the other things he offers is a ton of CC with that Chains of Corruption. So if you can build around the idea of stopping engage, setting up defensively, then you're going to have a great time. And we're not only defensive here, we've also got a Malphite.
I forgot Malphite was in the game.
Yeah, you know what?
Everyone's been like, what are all these bruisery tanky champions? They just play like tanks. There's a real tank for you right on the screen. They take Yasuo. They are deadly afraid.
I'll tell you why you might have forgotten. Sometimes I have a Malphite in my games, and I forget that he's in the game as well. Because you could do two things on Malphite. You can go AP, which I assume we're not going to see here because it's a meme, or you can go all in on just providing CC value in the top lane, being a big beefy boy. And
what is going
that's the
on?
direction we're going. ThunderTalk. Wow.
What is going on?
I don't know where this Zed is going.
I don't know where the Malphite's going.
That's top. Malphite's top.
Okay. What about Diana?
Or support. You're right. I don't know. Okay.
Is Nunu even a real
Diana top, Malphite support, Zed mid. That's the call.
Also, there's no marksman on the Sengoku side.
That's
like their draft is also sweet
because they had to take the Yasuo away.
Right.
So the Yasuo gets ripped away from the Malphite Diana. Obviously, that's terrifying. And they need to play the Yasuo mid now. So this marksman will be a Ziggs. So we're going to put that Ziggs down in Juan's hands. Juan, not bad, kind of sustained damage dealer. He'll do all right on the Ziggs.
Definitely feel like your read for Hawk there was correct. Someone that does love to have the Ziggs. I think that was the original intention, but as you mentioned, a very good pivot.
Break glass in case of Malphite. Absolutely cannot allow a Yasuo to go to that team competition.
If they had just taken the Yasuo, what would have happened?
Who's counterpicking Malphite? It's not going to get taken away from you.
This is so spicy, but it does seem like... You know what? I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait until...
I was right. I'm going to call it early. I was exactly right. Malphite's going support.
All right.
Dead mid.
That's 12K. Whipping out the Malphite support for the first time ever in the Horizon Cup. You know, that's normal.
Are you convincing yourself or me? I'm not sure.
I'm trying to convince the audience.
All right. You can do it. You have decent AP poke, which is the big thing. So you're a beefy boy, you've got some CC. I'm not a gigantic fan. I think that, frankly, there are just better supports. But ThunderTalk are from the region, that being China, that really loves to just put anything with raw HP in that support role. They also play Garen support. So when all you're looking for is a health bar, Malphite fulfills that.
Certainly does, as we are going to see some action. Also, there's Alistar in the game, which I also believe is the first time that champion has been on screen here at Horizon Cup. So there's, you know what? Yasuo wasn't just amazing on ThunderTalk's team. It's not bad on Sengoku's either.
Yeah, well, you got the Alistar from Dejawu, who Dejawu is a very good Alistar player. We've seen it a couple of times. Alistar's out of meta because it's very hard to tank on Alistar right now. It's very hard to be a tank in general. F in the chat for my fellow support mains. But when you have a Yasuo, you don't need to tank. You just got to land those knockups.
And just, you know, flash in, hit the Q button, and, you know, let go of the phone. You're done at that point. You don't need it anymore.
Exit Wildrift and call your parents. You just won the game.
All right, this is going to be a fun one to watch develop here, TD. There's a lot going on already.
Yeah, I want to refocus a little bit here on the mid lane where we do have just the dream duel somehow. It all worked out. And we get Z playing a high mechanics character into Hawk with the Yasuo. It's not a bad matchup for Hawk because he can win wall a lot of the damage out of Z, especially during this laning phase. So there's pressure, I think, for Sengoku that we already established it, but doubly so now on Hawk as the Yasuo, as the keystone of this Sengoku draft.
Chris, good driving there in the snowball, but doesn't quite connect. I will say, though, like, the thing impressive about Z yesterday is watching his play, right, and how he moved and operated his champions. I'm already getting that feeling watching Hawk play Yasuo. These are two very talented mid laners.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be an absolute blast in the mid lane. You've got a kind of quiet top lane. I know we love to set up the top lane here for ThunderTalk. Z playing in that top lane always spectacular. But Feibai is a little bit of a more quiet utility player, and Kai is the quintessential quiet utility player. He's going to sit up there, he's going to be safe. Kai pretty much never loses lane, but he also doesn't create leads. He's going to play to the team fights towards the late game, which means a lot of your attention can be focused down here on the bottom half of the map. That mid lane, yes, but also down here, where you've got the majority of these two teams poke. Whoever wins that lane gains a massive advantage during trading.
There's so much anime happening in the mid lane there as he dancing around the incoming tornadoes. Bottom side, though, it's Chris once again with a good driving snowball straight down to the bottom side, trims all the way around.
That was parallel parking right there. The presence of Chris as he goes over the ward means that Sengoku know there's three players there, and I love the respect. They just back away. Fine, we were going to reset anyway, Pastry. Go back to base, grab their buys, come back to lane in a moment.
So many little things happening here as these two continue to battle, and it does seem like they are willing to scrap.
Oh, yeah. Both Hawk and Z are bored if they are not going for solo kills. So this is just gonna be a great time. Hawk, his favorite way to play the game is to sit quiet in lane for the first, I would say, 5 minutes, and you'll see him around the time of first dragon just start trying to generate a solo kill.
All right, well, looks like recall's coming already. So Z's going to get out of the pressure that was incoming from the Yasuo, but good items for Hawk on that recall. It is top side, though, where Chris, once again, is pushing the snowball down the proverbial hill, and this time it is directed towards Kai, who is going to get out to safety. Just barely getting out of there.
Yeah, Kai on the Darius able to play a little bit more defensively in this lane. And ThunderTalk not generating a whole lot out of this early game. Chris waddling forward here, but I don't think anything will come of it. And that's a worrying sign for ThunderTalk. They really want to be generating leads during this time, because as we go later, Hawk's going to get scaring.
Z needs this kill, I think, to get things going. Now going to pop the death puck. That's going to be it. And indeed, it's first blood for Z once again as bottom side. It's opening up, and everyone walks away.
But as you said, that's very important for ThunderTalk because it gets gold onto their Zed. And if you don't have a gold lead as Zed, you don't one-shot people. And if you don't one-shot people, you're not playing a champion, you're just playing an extra mobile ward. So Z getting this opening kill, managing to shut down Kai on the top side, makes everything a little bit easier for ThunderTalk. It gives them real weaponry coming into the mid-game team fights. Coming into the early game team fights, like this Drake, like this Rift Herald, both of which are being contested simultaneously.
Yeah, straight trade, actually. Don't see that much of this, but it is ThunderTalk gonna go ahead and grab the Herald. It's actually we're trying to make it happen. Hawk finds the knock-up onto Chris. Chris with the absolute zero as Feibai goes back through, but now the rest of Sengoku. What a kick there from the Lee. He's gonna gift the kill over to Kai.
Feibai scooped out for the team. A roundhouse delivery for Rush. Same day delivery. And ThunderTalk are suddenly down their top laner.
Gonna take some plates here for Azua, but that's gold that Sengoku will be happy to have. It's nice punish here on the Herald take.
Yeah, check this out. The Alistair stun from Deja Vu. He sits on it, he waits on the auto attack so he can cancel the absolute zero, and Chris just has no cooldowns as a result to prevent that.
All right, bottom side. Oh, that's S12K. Looking a little dicey. Taking a lot of damage there out of one.
See, there's two sides to Malphite. On one hand, they can't really do anything to you, because you're big. On the other hand, you can't really do anything to them, because all you are is big.
He is going Rod of Ages, though, which is exciting.
Yeah, I expect you'll see a pivot towards tank items after this. Going Rod of Ages first item basically just means that you're going to burn a little bit more. And typically, once you go Rod of Ages first item, you see a return to just Dead Man's Plate, a little bit more HP.
All right, well, perhaps if they get, you know, big injection of gold on the Malphite, will change things up. For now, though, it is going to be a shift of lane assignments here. So he's going to go down, start side laning here with his first item. Ghostblade already done. We're going to park the dual lane here in mid as ThunderTalk going to try and make use of the Herald that Feibai still has in hand.
6 minutes into game, the gold is dead even. The kills are dead even. Neither of these two teams earning an advantage as Sengoku have matched ThunderTalk blow for blow.
Waddle down once again from Chris. They are staying active here. Malphite ulti, of course, ready. Z actually being protected here. I like that, as they are going to make sure he continues to get that gold. It's not a kill, but it is still very valuable for the Zed.
And giving him gold, Dejuel and Rush try to make something happen in the mid lane as recompense, and they don't get it. So, for the first time, a little bit of gold getting passed over towards ThunderTalk. They draw a little bit of separation with that first turret break.
We'll see how long that lasts, though. Up about 2k. Chris.
Overextension.
2v2, 2v3, though, incoming 2v4. I take it all back. The math not checking out here. Nice ulti there out of C. He's going to have to get his way out there.
Whoa!
He's going to be the target. He's got stun. I think that's not enough. The stun, though, is good. He flashes in C. Tries to finish up the kill, but instead, Rush takes him out.
Beautifully played by Sengoku. 3 players of like 1 HP, but it all works out. They get out of the mess. With Z taken down a peg, drawing necessary gold away from the key carry of ThunderTalk. Here's the problem though, ThunderTalk, a Chinese team, always looking at their sideline angles. They, in the meantime, summon a Rift Herald and crash it, taking the tier 1 in the top lane, meaning that yes, Sengoku got the kills. The gold lead, though, firmly in the grasp of ThunderTalk.
Yeah, looking good right now. Almost 3k for them, as I thought there was nothing there for Z. So the fact that he almost made it something was impressive, but I will say even more impressive that Sengoku deflected that very fancy-looking play to prevent anyone from getting killed. And now they're just going to keep going.
What is this?
The dunk into the combo.
He doesn't care.
Ziggs, and he's just too big.
You're literally beating up a rock. Go find a better use of your time.
You know, Ziggs got some pretty big explosives. Not enough to fell a whole mountain yet. Out of 1.
Not yet. It'll kind of depend on gold. Malphite tends to pull off as a tank towards late game, especially with his Rod of Ages build. If you go full tank items, it gets a little better, but to put it bluntly, Malphite's not great. His biggest utility in this team comp would be as set up for the rest of the team, and he does have a decent amount of that. He can set up for Feibai, he can set up for Chris's Absolute Zero, and both of those distractions buy space. You're looking at that space for setting up Azure, who can sit behind all that CC and pump out damage. Very important.
All right, Herald 2 is up, and both teams are going to fight for it. It's Sengoku that started getting it done very quickly, actually. Z going into fog, but Deju has actually found the angle. He's going in deep to try and take out one. A little bit of damage, though, as the Herald does go to Sengoku. That's 12k, trouble. Good kick there for Rush into the Yasuo ulti. Malphite counter ult's not enough. That is a 4-man ulti, but there's nothing surrounding him. It's Z gonna try and take out Kai at least to get something back for his trouble, but there's just nothing. He didn't even get that kill.
Kai lives! That's incredible stuff from Kai, and here comes the pressure on the Chris as the mid turret falls.
All right, Chris lives, but Herald smashed down the tower there.
And that's 12k. Azure, they both get booked plane tickets. I don't know where they were going, but that travel just kept going. Really well played by the main thrust of Sengoku, demonstrating that synergy between Rush, Hawk, and Dejuel as they act as this beautiful 3-man core. They're always going to have so much setup for Hawk. And one of the things people get wrong about Wildrift Yasuo is, yeah, he's got damage in those ultimates, but also keep an eye on those auto attacks. As we get further into this build around second crit item, he's going to start really shredding people with that sword alone.
Yeah, you can just click on him at some point once you get enough items. Just tap the attack button until they're dead. It's a great time.
My advice for any character.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Stone Flame.
No ulti. Yeah, he's like, you know what? I need to build a bigger mountain. I got last time, never again.
Yeah, rough times if you're trying to kill that Malphite, but the good news is not a whole lot is going to come out of that Malphite. Like I talked about, if you land the Dream combo, if you land the full ult unstoppable course from the Malphite, follow it up with the Moonfall, follow that up with the Absolute Zero. Teamfights are trouble for Sengoku, but Sengoku have so many tools to make sure that doesn't happen. They have so much disruption and engage. The real thing is they need to be the ones engaging. So, there you go.
Barrier for Feibai, it just doesn't matter. It's 3 people, it's Yasuo +1, and the 1 is always good to set it up as Rush grabs the kill.
That's what I mean. Thank you for the visual demonstration, Sengoku. They have so much good engage that as long as they are picking and choosing the time of the duel, they will always win.
All right, well, I'm kind of curious what the plan for ThunderTalk is, because that gold is even back out. They had a few thousand gold in the lead, but that has been diminished basically to nothing as Z is trying to make it happen in the side lane.
And one of the things I'm worried about here is Z, because Z is not doing as well as you would like him to be in the gold department. They dumped a whole lot into him, but he's not got the most gold in the game. He's sitting in second place, and I'm not sure he has enough to one-shot key characters on the enemy side. He needs to find more gold, have the ability to burst people down as the assassin, because if he can't one-shot one, if he can't one-shot Hawk when they make mistakes, there's not really an angle for ThunderTalk to win these team fights.
Deju getting aggressive.
What are you going to do about that?
Nothing, apparently. Z's just wandering around trying to find someone to kill, and Sengoku are correctly giving him nothing, as Rush and Deju once again are going to cause trouble. The rest of Sengoku to come through. Dragon not up yet, but it's not too far away. It does tick down back to respawn. It's one apiece so far. ThunderTalk arguably with a better piece of pie. Z. That slow is good, but there's no follow-up.
Losing track of Z push a little bit.
Ooh, hello. Chris with a nice snowball. Deju forced to pop the ulti. Alistar going back through. The Ziggs ulti's going to combo with it, but Yasuo is not there to make it happen. S12K does already ult defensively there.
That's two.
Diving into the back line. They're going to get one kill there, but Feibai needs to make it happen on the back end. There's the kill onto Ziggs. One is felled. Huck is dead, and it's almost a third as Feibai will fall to the Darius, but Z is going to finish off Deju. 3 for 2 there for ThunderTalk.
A messy teamfight breaks in favor of ThunderTalk as they find isolated Deju at the top of the river, follow it up with pressure.
And here we go again. For the Axe replays, we watch ThunderTalk try and make it happen.
Rush sweeps into the side here, full committing to save the fight. And it seems risky to me at first, but then watch this, Kai. Ooh, that's beautiful. The setup for Hawk. Hawk follows through, and I believe, but he just needs a full face truck of damage and goes down in the second that Hawk is down. Well, the only teamfight damage you have is Kai and Rush, and they're not going to be doing anything flashing.
Yeah, pretty easy to kite Kai around. Z once again isolating a soft target. Does have 3 items now, but Kai is not the target he is looking for. Back in on the death mark, though, now skating back around his Huck. He's going to be running interference, stopping him in his tracks. Not enough yet, but there's Deju flying through. The cow takes him out, but S12K is trying to turn it back around himself. Feibai dives into the team. Azure over the wall is just hitting them with every single arrow, but the double knock up there into Alistar is going to stop it all, and Azure just can't get enough kills. He is going to get another, but Rush now in the Drake pit as Azure's getting zoned off by one, and Rush just gets it, puts him in a stasis. There's nothing left to do. It's Huck that spins around. It's Kai, excuse me, as Huck is dead, and Azure finally
they do this?
is felled. They
don't have smite. They don't have smite, and Hawk's right here, waiting for a chance to go in. S12K hovering around the side. He'll walk away. Okay. They don't have a smite. They do the Mega Inferno Bomb. Everything's great. Everything's fine for Sengoku. Starts off with a very messy engage from Z onto Kai, who could not care less. And then ring the cowbell. Boom.
His engages are so good, even with that ulti out of Alpha, even with Azure on this position, just don't have enough damage here to finish off this fight.
I think this might be game though, because that is the dream fight in many ways for ThunderTalk. Azure's hovering over the side, just pumping in damage. We're still going. All
right, yeah, you know what? Fight is one thing, side lane skirmish is another. S12K picks one up, but Z
gets one.
Kai is just too powerful. 5-1-3 now on the Darius as S12K is going to run away.
This is the scariest cow I've seen since 6th grade.
Not going to ask what happened. We'll have that story another time. S12K. Again, okay, but Deju will make sure that turret gets finished off.
Good pressure into the side lanes there from Sengoku to keep things even. And here's what I was going to say. The dream fight here is all that CC damage up front, Azure hovering around the back, throwing out arrows. That was it, Pastry. It didn't start on the greatest foot, Z getting focused down, but you had so much time for Azure to just throw arrows into the team, but he wasn't missing, but he's just not got the damage. He's not scaled to parity. You're getting more out of one than you are Azure at this state of play, and the assassins, the damage dealers from Sengoku came to play. Rush showing off his old man fingers with a deep flash dive onto Azure at the end of that. one of the sickest plays of the tournament so far.
Yeah, Rush at one point was easily leading gold in this game. Now it's actually overtaken by Kai after that last exchange, but still all translating to a Sengoku gold lead right now, up about 2K. Very back and forth still, but it does feel like comp-wise and with how things are going, Sengoku feeling very comfortable in this spot.
You got a Yasuo on this team, you've got a Ziggs on this team. Unless something goes very wrong with regards to Azure and Feibai, who I think are the ThunderTalk main leading hopes at this point, I think Sengoku are on the victory march. This looks very good for them.
See if they can finish it off then. ThunderTalk going to be playing defense for a little bit. Make sure the Baron does not get attempted. Chris is going to try and find out where they are. Oh, what a play out of S12K onto one. He's going to force a fight for Deju with a counter engage. Now Z trying to finish off. He's going straight back through. But Azure is a little bit of trouble. Z's so low as they just can't do anything. Azure though is going to live Kai. The one to fell is great, but Rush is trying to get into the stasis. Can they protect him for longer? ThunderTalk trying to make it work, but Huck is running amok in the backlines there, and ThunderTalk just cannot find the fight.
Deju is terrifying. He just dashes through the entire team fight. Chris, very good placement of the Absolute Zero. Set it up to split the fight. It doesn't matter because the entire fight's already passed him by, simply from the aggression of the tanks. Watch this engage. Deju, Protobell, full charge in with the headbutt pulverize. Azure has to burn flash to disengage, which means this entire time there's just no value add from their key carry. Finally, he does take down the deep dive from Kai, but by that point, all the stalling tools have been spent, and Sengoku can march forward with cooldowns ready to go and win the fight.
Well, Sengoku, Baron is alive. They are back in the area. Next dragon is going to be 25 seconds. That is the Elder Ocean, which both teams will be happy to grab, but Sengoku are moving pieces to the top side of the map first here, wanting to draw them in for this Baron.
Just hovering near it. Sengoku aren't a very aggressive macro team, so I think they're going to play towards this Elder Drake instead. It is up in just a couple of seconds, and it is kind of the only Hail Mary for ThunderTalk. They need a whole lot of true damage to turn this game, and this is their way into it, so they're setting up for this Wombo combo team fight.
Chris with the ultimate bait.
Yeah. And Deju is not biting.
No, I like this from Sengoku. Very disciplined here. I mean, Chris is going to take an Eon to finish the Elder anyway, so no rush, as they are going to slowly retake control of this part of the map.
Sorry, say ThunderTalk. Walk away. Having to reset, wanting to approach this from range, leverage the power of Azure on those pokes. He's still playing pretty darn well. He's not missing arrows. Unfortunately, he's just not got the damage to be a big threat. And Sengoku, the pressure's not on them. They win the late game scaling battle. GA just completed for Hawk. That's a massive get. No reason for them to force a fight. ThunderTalk are just left here kind of withering on the vine with no real access to this game.
One Ziggs ulted a single cannon minion. That is how much time Sengoku feel like they have.
Got rid of the cannon minion.
Exactly, which you needed to.
That's value.
That mid-outer is still there. It is so tough for ThunderTalk to find any space around the objective. They're just straight forcing at this point as Kai is going to pull in Chris. He's going to go ahead pop the stun, but S12K misses one with a great flash out of the Ziggs. Now S12K is in trouble. Hack is going to be the target for Z's eye, but he goes golden. Still has the Guardian Angel as well as now Z. It's going to dive back through. He's going to get the GA there as Z is popping off. He kills one in the backside of the fight as Feibai has also dove through. There's the kill that Feibai needs as Kai now is moving in as Rush still with the GA, but Feibai is going to sacrifice himself. But Deju is maybe going to go down as Z wants something else. Feibai lived for so long, by the way, but Kai finally kills him.
And Deju's over-aggression finally gets punished as a dive comes onto the Sengoku backline, and there's no Alistar to protect them, meaning that Z can set up the team fight he wants. Here's the pressure as the fight starts. Deju, look at him in the very top of your screen, looping around, threatening Azure. That works. Azure doesn't gain access to this fight. The bad news is Z gets free reign. Hawk, GA blown immediately. One into stasis. Mega Inferno Bomb spent defensively doesn't stop Z. And as a result, this fight goes wrong. Deju, too far forward.
Great, trustful there for Feibai, going in after Z, deep into the enemy backline, knowing they can make it happen, and Kai just able to barely finish off that kill there. Darius still very much a threat, but if ThunderTalk had a little more health, a little more anything even, It would have been a more significant team fight win. Instead, they're just resetting the mid. And oh goodness, Chris punted straight back toward the tower. But Z is just diving onto one. He's picked him off amidst 4 different champions.
He delivers on the late game. I didn't think he had. Sliding into one. The middle of a team fight underneath the turret. And ThunderTalk star mid laner finds the necessary kill to start this Elder fight.
Oh, Dejiwoo, what a massive Q. Finds 2 there for Hawk, but the other side of the fight's going wrong. On the Sengoku side, the Elder also up in the air, but it's not even close. Aziz's going to dive back into the Alistar, and ThunderTalk with the team fighting.
They've done it!
Team fighting disadvantage. They get the ace, they get the Elder.
The Elder back in ThunderTalk's pockets. They've got a massive advantage for the rest of this game. It might not be over. There will be respawns, but it's going to be an uphill battle from here on out because you thought Z was scary before. Now he's got true damage.
Just the way they are weaving through these fights is incredible.
Dishwell again on the frontline dive, setting up for Hawk, trying to make the combo happen, and Z denies him everything.
Z's just going in. The game's over. They got the Nexus. They got the Elder. They ignored the Baron. Screw it. Just take them all down. See,